All right, so I read Santos Sisters. It sounds like Don read a little bit and Scott read most of volume one, as did I. Just a little background. I was kind of looking like what to read, and I was looking at like what won an Eisner, and this won like an Eisner award. So I was like, oh, I'll check it out. So I added it to my list. And
I
anyway,
was thinking the same
it
thing.
won an Eisner, and I was like, well, it might be worth checking out. And so I added it to my list, and I kept looking. I was like, man, it doesn't look like my kind of thing. I don't know that I even want to read that, but it's on my list. So I'll mention. And so I was looking at other stuff to read. Everything else is super long. This is only like 150 pages. I'm like, oh, that's not bad. I'll give it a shot. So I kind of dug it. So it's basically about these two sisters who find these special medallions, so they basically become superheroes. But it's drawn and written kind of like an Archie comic, but more adult or irreverent, you could say. So it's kind of like trying to be an Archie comic, but then it's got like this sort of subtext of kind of more adult stuff. So it's kind of hard to describe. Would you agree?
Sounds fine to me. They
Okay.
will. I mean, sometimes they beat you over that, or sometimes they're pretty obvious about some of the probably more sexual innuendo,
Well, I think
stuff.
they're fairly obvious most of the time.
Yeah, then
Yeah.
other times it's maybe not, but yeah, you can get the gist of it. Yeah.
I did like when they were the one story where they were on like I think it was like a ski lodge or something, and like there was a what was it like a hairy testicle running around, abominable testicle running around or
Yeah,
terrorizing people.
yeah.
And they even had a fun like Scooby Doo like ending to it or whatever. Like they unmasked it at the end, and it turned out to be some guy who they'd already run into. So that was pretty entertaining.
That is true.
So it really plays.
How about the boozy bees?
Yeah, the Boozy Bees were kind of funny. Like the first one, I was
Is
like,
there more?
oh yeah, they're throughout the
Oh,
whole.
they talk about the boozy bees a lot. Yeah.
Yeah, the Boozy Bees have like a lot of segments or
Yeah,
whatever.
little segues in there.
And then once you get further into it, there's like Todd, who works at all these places they end up going. In every story, he's working at like a different place and getting fired, and then the next story he's working at a
Yeah.
different place. So that was kind of funny too. They had a couple little running gags I thought worked pretty well.
Yeah.
And like they're just short strips. They're like 7, 6, 8, 9 pages or whatever. So I don't know. I kind of dug it. What did you guys think?
At first, I was like, what did Drew talk me into?
Yeah,
And then the more that I read it, it was one of those things. It's almost like a train wreck. I got to keep looking, and just keep going with
it
it
kind of gets your hooks
because
in.
it does in its own way. It's because it's so short and they're just like these little quick takes that will cause that at least giggle, or something like that.
Yeah,
It's like, yeah, I'm with it. And it's got that throwback, like you said, throwback and art, or whatever, to like an Archie comic or something, which makes it fairly, simple lines. I feel like,
yeah.
it through there, but it just, yeah, strangely enough, made me laugh. So
What I dug about it is it's not really like anything else, right? Like it's very unique. It has a very unique sensibility and style and everything. It's like can't really compare it to anything, and it's really hard to kind of describe in some ways. And I
probably,
also think that's cool. I think that's what comics sort of should be, because like this would never work in any other medium. Like you couldn't make this into a TV show. You couldn't make it into, you know, a movie or something. But in comics, it kind of works. I guess it could be like an Adult Swim, like
and
one of
see,
those
that's
kind
what
of
I
things.
was gonna go. It
One
reminds
of
me
those
of like back in the day when they had maybe
liquid
some of the
television or
there's
something.
some one of those Adult Swim type things where they would do like little 10-minute shorts, or
Yeah,
something
it's a
like
lot
that
like
in
that.
a 30-minute show,
Right.
and go, oh, we're gonna do three little things, or something.
Yeah,
That's really
absolutely.
what this is like. It just
Feels like
something
that.
that you
Yeah.
throw in there with, some cool, art there, the
Yeah.
particular style.
Yeah, for sure. So anyway, I kind of dug it.
It won the Eisner for Best Continuing Series.
Oh, well, there you go.